Welcome to the Ask Faleskini podcast. This episode is based on the experience I gained recovering from the severe burnout and further enriched with the experiences of my coaching clients. Please note, this is by no stretch a medical advice. I only want to share my experiences and a bit of theory of the neuroscience. In this episode, I will discuss dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins, and how to set inner and outer circumstances in a way that these chemicals will start improving your life and your business. In order to get full control of these chemicals in our brain, we need to eliminate everything that either overstimulates or block these chemicals. We will do that by avoiding unnecessary medicaments, drugs, including occasional recreational drugs, alcohol, including recreational drinking, tea or coffee, at least for the first 4 hours in the morning and after 4 p.m. in the evening, all processed food if possible, all fast food if possible, all sugars, too much spice, soda drinks, unnecessary stress, and toxic relationships. And we should include additional water for hydration, at least 1 liter of water per every 50 pounds or 25 kilos of body weight, occasional fasting, if possible, regular intermittent fasting, exercise, walking, cold plunge, visiting spa regularly, massage. I would also recommend chiropractor. And of course, a must is 7 to 8 hour rest every day. And I must say that it's not possible to rest 6 hours a day and then rest for 10 hours during the weekend. This rest must be regular. Now that we have eliminated all unwanted influences on our brain's chemical, let's get right into theory and hacks. Let's start with dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical released in the brain that makes you feel good. Having the right amount of dopamine is important both for your body and your brain. Dopamine helps nerve cells to send messages to each other. Dopamine is also often referred as the reward chemical. If you would like to use any of my hacks for dopamine, you have to be free of so-called dopamine addiction. If you are addicted, instead of pleasurable small surge of dopamine, drugs will cause dopamine to flood the reward pathway 10 times more than a natural reward. The latest research shows that a similar dopamine surge comes from consuming sugar and sweets. That is why so many people are addicted to sugar. The brain remembers this surge and associates it with the addictive substance. Yes, sugar is also an addictive substance in my book. This association must be broken and new association must be formed if you want to control your dopamine. When you become free of the dopamine addiction, I propose you start the dopamine hacking with preparing a simple list, like a to-do list, what you have to do in one day. It can be really simple, like chores you have around the house, and then tick everything on your list when completed. This should help you improve or spike your dopamine. I would also recommend that you listen to the music you like. Next hack is trying something new. It can be a new exercise, it can be a new destination, it can be a new restaurant. Just prepare a bucket list of things you want to do and then tick the bucket list. Every time you will tick something from the bucket list, you will see that there's going to be a dopamine surge. In order to keep your dopamine under control is that you have a good night's sleep. What I propose to do in order to have my brain rest, I stop using electronic devices at least 2 hours before I go to bed. And I try to do it also in the morning. I don't start by checking my phone. I do chores around the house, I walk the dog, and only then I start using electronic devices. Of course, if you are too tired during the day get an app. And more popular method that I also use is a cold plunge or ice bath. This is very rewarding, especially after 10 minutes when you climb out of the cold bath. You're a new person. I would recommend you check content from Wim Hof. There's a lot of content available on YouTube, and it's going to be extremely rewarding if you start doing that on a regular basis. To sum it up, prepare a to-do list and then reward yourself for ticking chores on your to-do list. The more important the chore, the biggest the reward should be. And of course, don't forget, you should never reward yourself with alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, or sugar, because that will spike dopamine in brain sky high. And this will make it much harder for you to hack your dopamine in the future. The next one on our list of chemicals in our brains is serotonin. Serotonin is a chemical that carries messages between nerve cells in the brain and through your body. Serotonin plays a key role in such a body functions as mood, sleep, digestion, healing, bone health, blood clotting, and sexual desire. Serotonin is often referred to as mood stabilizer. My number one hack for serotonin is a lot of sunlight, of course, consumed outdoors during summer and during winter. I do a lot of regular cardio exercises. I do kickboxing and swimming. I do long walks with my dog. When possible, I go walking on the grass outside my house barefoot. I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of different meditation based on the mood that I'm currently in. I take care of healthy diet. I'm a huge fan of carnivore diet, of keto diet, and low carb diets. I switch between them during the year. I also do a lot of fasting. I do prolonged fasting 3 to 4 times a year, and I do intermittent fasting every day. I would say that prolonged fasting is one of the most efficient hacks to improve or increase your serotonin. The next chemical on our list is oxytocin. Oxytocin is a natural hormone that manages key aspects of the female and male reproductive system, including labor and delivery and lactation with females, as well as a lot of aspects of human behavior with males. Oxytocin is often referred to as the love hormone. I hack my oxytocin by petting my dog. I spend a lot of time with my friends. I get a massage, show affection, hold hands, and hug my girl. I cook for my family. And of course, being nice. Being nice is superpower, especially being nice to the people that are not nice to you. And sometimes I do something nice for strangers. And last but not least important chemical on this list, endorphins are chemicals or hormones that your body releases when it feels pain or stress. They're released also during pleasurable activities such as exercise, massage, eating, and sex. Endorphins help relieve pain, reduce stress, and help you improve your sense of well-being. Endorphins are often referred to as the pain reliever. I hack my endorphins by exercise, especially weightlifting. Weightlifting is one of the most important exercises for men over 40. I do regular spa or sauna. I do carpentry. You can do music or art. If it's creative, endorphins are released. And I would recommend that you do something that is also that involves physical activity as well. That is why I do carpentry, because it involves a lot of physical activity. And on the end, I get a result that I can show and it's tangible. And the last but not least important is smiling and laughing. The easiest way is to watch comedies, or there are a lot of fun content and really laughable content on the internet. And there is another cheap trick how to spike your chemical. It's called dark chocolate. I would recommend that you avoid it if possible. And if you do not avoid it completely, please decide for dark chocolate that does not have sugar added. Let me conclude by stating the following. If you are new to brain hacking, I propose you start small, baby steps. I propose that you start with taking care of your sleep. It's probably the easiest one. You have to go to bed early and you have to sleep like 6 to 8 hours at least. I would also recommend that you continue with your food. It's really important what you eat and what you drink. I would propose that you start drinking as much water as possible and start avoiding all other drinks. Avoiding drugs and alcohol is an absolute must if you want to be successful in hacking your brain chemicals. If you need help avoiding drugs and alcohol, there are many guests on my podcast that can help you do that. Check my podcast, scroll down, and there are links to them. Remember, positive brain hacking can become your daily routine, and you can be very successful in it, especially if you make a habit out of it.